Students, before we start with 3D shapes, we're going to do a review of regular shapes. Square, 4 equal sides, 4 corners. Triangle, 3 sides, 3 corners. Circle, no corners, no sides, just round. And rectangle, 4 corners, 2 long sides, 2 even sides. We also need to review our 1-dimension, 2-dimension, and 3-dimension rules. 1-dimension means that it's just a line with dots. It's just length, such as a piece of tape, a balance beam, or a rod. 2D, it's length and area, anything that has a shape to it. Our picture here is a 2D of a square. These are 2D dimensional shapes. "3D" means that it has length, area, and volume, such as this. What do you notice that's the same or different about our shapes? How about these two shapes? What's the same? What's different? How about these two shapes? What's the same? What's different? I want you to explore these shapes again and go back over and look at what is the same and what is different. What makes these shapes the way that they are? The square, the triangle, the circle, and the rectangle. We're going to see them again as we start to discuss our 3D shapes. These are our 3D shapes. Let's get a good introduction. First, we have a cone. This shape has a circular face and a round pointed at the top. Cone. Cylinder. It also has a round shape on the face, but it has a long, almost straight edges. Cube. Cube has 6 sides. All of them are square. Sphere. Most of you have seen this if you play baseball or basketball. It has no sides. It is completely round all the way around. Pyramid. It has a square shape at the bottom and then triangles for the sides. Rectangular prism. This has rectangles all the way around. Now we're going to sing the shape song with Tipster.
Next, you know what the shape is? Rhymes with cylinder. It's a cylinder.
Cylinder, what's your clue? Like a tin of chicken noodle soup. Now that we've sung the 3D shape song, let's meet some real-life 3D shapes. For our cone, look how similar it is to an ice cream cup. Circular face with a round and pointed at the top. Ice cream sure is good. Sphere. Round all over, really great for kicking and playing soccer. Pyramid. This is a fun shape, kind of like the ones that were built in Egypt. Cubes. These are really good for building stuff, especially log houses and other dream stuff. Cylinders. Most of you probably see a lot of these around your house. Cans, containers, even soup. Rectangular prisms. We have a lot of these around too. Nice long shapes, rectangular, all over. Why don't you guys go see if you can find some shapes around the classroom? Talk about some misconceptions you guys might have about 2D shapes versus 3D shapes. 2D shapes are flat. They don't have any volume, they're just flat. This picture is a two-dimensional representation of a 3D shape. This is a 3D shape. 3D shapes have volume, they have mass. I can throw this. This would be a little bit harder to throw. Another common misconception is that this is a square, and it's not. 3D shapes have their own names. Cube, pyramid, sphere, cylinder, cone, rectangular prism. They're different from your 2D shapes because they have volume and mass. Another common misconception is that because this has a square on it, that this shape is the only one that is going to be called a cube. But notice, what do you notice here? What do you see that is alike? What do you see that's different? Both have faces that are squares. However, the tops of them are different. How about these two shapes? They both have round faces, yet have different tops. These are two different shapes. This is your cone, and this is your cylinder. Be careful when you're labeling because those make a difference. Just because they share the same face doesn't necessarily mean that they share the same name. Why don't you go around the classroom and find your 3D shape? What shape did you find? Oh, a tissue box. A tissue box is a 3D shape. What kind of shape is it? What shape would you say this box is? A rectangle? Why did you call it a rectangle? Tell me, what characteristics did you see that made it a rectangle? Yes, it does have 4 corners and long sides. Is there anything else that you can see about this that would make you call it a rectangle? How many rectangles can you see on this box? That's right. There are 6 rectangles that make up this box. Because there are 6 rectangles on this box, it no longer becomes just a rectangle. It now becomes a 3D shape. Can anybody tell me what 3D shape it became? That's right, a rectangular prism. Very good. Now that you've been introduced, I want you to explore these shapes. Find out what you find similar and different. How can you put them together? How can putting certain shapes together make different other shapes? Or things that you find similar in your world, like a house with a triangle and a square. But what happens if you change it to a rectangle? Explore these shapes. Tell me what you find.